Hello everyone, I am Bhavin Patel, Senior Economist and Head of FinTech Research at OnFIF. Over the past 3 months, OnFIF and AWS have been working on a report assessing financial inclusion in the Asia Pacific. More specifically, this report highlights the main areas in which digital financial services can improve financial inclusion policy goals in the region, and we also look at the role of cloud technology in enabling this. We worked alongside 18 central banks and regulators in the region, asking very specific questions about the main challenges that they faced in achieving better financial inclusion, some of the regulatory concerns and opportunities with novel technologies, and their approach to cloud in enabling better financial inclusion opportunities. Today, I'm also joined by Agnay Makowaske, APAC Head of Public Policy for Regulated Industries from Amazon Web Services, Rishikesh Shirodkar, Director of Strategic Alliances and Communication at EasyPay, and Apinand Duppech, Head of Growth and Wallet Platform from True Money Company Limited. So we're very pleased to partner with these institutions on this very important piece of research, and they're very delighted to share some of their perspectives. So welcome to you all, and thank you for joining us today. If you don't mind, Agnay, I will start with you. From AWS's experience of working in this region, and especially around services orientated towards digital financial inclusion, how has financial inclusion in the region changed over the past decade? And do you see a role for cloud in enabling some of these changes?
Today, about 1.7 billion adults remain unbanked globally. Of these, nearly 40% are in Asia Pacific. The problem is particularly acute in Southeast Asia, where around 7 out of 10 adults are either unbanked or underbanked. On the small and medium enterprise side, according to the International Finance Corporation, about 40% of SMEs in developing countries have an unmet financing need of $5.2 trillion every year. Digital finance has the potential to improve access to financial services for all of these populations and enterprises. The global financial services industry is undergoing a digital revolution triggered by new technologies, changing consumer behaviors, and competition from disruptive fintechs. Cloud computing has been pivotal in this revolution. The COVID-19 pandemic and the following push towards further digitization has accelerated cloud adoption in financial services industry. Cloud provides flexibility, scalability, and operational resilience to all financial services institutions. It enables them to scale and deliver cost-effective digital financial services such as payments, remittances, lending, and insurance to the underserved communities and SMEs. To support digital finance, regulators in most countries in Asia have implemented regulatory frameworks that have enabled cloud service providers to offer services to financial institutions. We as AWS continue to engage with policymakers and regulators in the region, helping them develop policy frameworks that support innovation and inclusive finance.
Thank you, Agnay, for your very comprehensive introduction. So moving to Apinand, many newcomers face large barriers to entry, both from high fixed costs associated with legacy technologies and when gaining regulatory approval. Could you perhaps explain the journey of True Money and how it managed to overcome some of the initial barriers, the role of cloud in lowering costs and providing opportunity, and also how did True Money serve its wider financial inclusion targets for the jurisdiction it operates in?
At True Money, our goal is widespread financial inclusion leading to better lives. So we start with people with the most pain points. Those most excluded from today's financial system, which is the young and students. That's our early years, and then followed by the underbanked in our later years. Right? Across all this, we face our worst enemy. Not other e-wallets, not banks, but it's cash and behavior change. To start, we need proper KYC, which is know your customer process that we help the central bank to define a standard equivalent to face-to-face when opening a bank account, so we can offer similar services. So for this, We have the customer show their photo ID card and then do a liveness selfie photo with our app where we'll detect the liveness and see if the face match the one on their ID. After KYC, we need an accessible funding channel. So not many people having access to credit card. Even in Thailand, linking credit card to pay contribute only a small percentage of the user. So we turn to convenience store top up. And in some countries, we even create our own agent network so they can act as a top up channel. So customer turns to agent and then they can use agent to top up their e-wallet. Last is payment conversion. Here, we need to educate the users of the cashless payment through gamification and incentive. This is where we turn to the cloud to host our campaigns and gamification platform on AWS and connect this to our core wallet through Amazon SNS, the publish subscribe system. Here, we derive two benefits. One is the ease of integration and development. The cloud architecture has made it simple for our vendors and outsources campaigns to connect to our core service. Minimum firewall, minimum integration testing, less of the boring stuff, and more time to focus on the fun stuff. The UX, the user experience of the flow, and the contents of the campaign. Moreover, since each campaign are hosted on the cloud through similar interface, next year we are having each local wallets across Cambodia, Vietnam, Philippines to build a similar interface and access these proven campaigns. So we will be able to deploy them quickly across the region in a compliance manner, as the wallet core remains separated in each country. Benefit number two is obviously scalability, right? People say payment is seasonal, but seasonal is easy, or even weekly, daily is easy. But payments can come and spike within just hours. In our busiest time, which is the Christmas period where we most have our year-end campaign, our first one in 2016, where we get our first million user. But to get that, it took our core wallet down several times as we try to communicate our biggest campaign to our customer, right? So fast forward a few years to this year and December last year in our Santa campaign, we try to communicate and bring our 8 million monthly active user to come refer their friends and get Santa gifts and open gift box during the same time, during the same day. The concurrent is crazy, but we experience zero downtime and new customer can still be referred and come in and enjoy our campaigns, right? Another instance where just yesterday on Singles Day, the midnight traffic of our online merchant payment is about 18 times an hourly average just minutes before. But we were able to deduct payments and serve the merchants and through that our customers successfully. So in summary, this is how we use the cloud's scalability and ease of development to expand our services from just some tens of thousands of users 3 years ago to almost 10 million today, and provide them access with a lot more financial inclusion than before. And hopefully we will expand this reach to 20, 30 million people across the region in upcoming years.
Similarly, Rishikesh, in the current period of uncertainty with COVID-19 and the need for users to access digital means of payments, could you explain how EasyPay has managed to address financial inclusion and user needs, and how does cloud enable EasyPay to overcome challenges to providing some of these innovative solutions?
We have promoted a company called EasyPay and a digital platform with financial inclusion. We started this app or this platform digitally modeled just before the lockdown. We had processed this almost 3.5 years back, and during the pre-COVID period, we were on our dry runs and our wet runs. And just to begin the pilot run, the same epidemic hit, which we were absolutely not ready about. And yes, that was the period when we realized the actual modeling of the business which we had done was with a unique idea of typically being a startup. But when we realized that during this entire phase of pandemic, we could reach out to those people who were underserved, to those people where there's a scarce facilities or infrastructure of basic banking needs in terms of branch banking or ATMs. So these are locations which are non-urban or semi-urban or even densely populated urban areas, but scarcity of ATMs or branch banking during the entire pandemic because the resource was drying off and people needed to withdraw cash or do digital transfers and they did not know what to do. The platform at that point of time served those people who were actually in need and could not even get out of their houses, whether they were rural people, they were semi-rural, semi-urban, or urban. That is where the platform actually moved in. And because of the absolute infinite scalability that we had, because of our AWS background and the partnership that we created, trust us, that was the only leverage that we got because this was absolutely never known that the sky could fall on you. And that was the exact time this platform was absolutely accelerating, reaching out to people. And we also created opportunities for retailers who were trying because they could not resource their businesses and there were no other opportunities. Small businesses, cafes, laundries, even including photo studios, which are an absolute business model today, had no means of survival. We also created parallelly opportunities for these retailers where they could scale up their business by just downloading an app on their smartphone and could offer basic banking services like cash withdrawals, direct money transfer, utility bill payments, including checking of their balances every day to all the nearby vicinity people by becoming like the next door neighborhood hero for them. And side by side, they could also earn a revenue model, which we could say that the earning livelihood was to the model, which is a parallel thing which was developed other than helping people. So it was a two-way benefit which worked out. And during this period, we could onboard almost 600,000 plus merchants on board. We had more than 30 million people who have interacted on the website. We had a huge traffic that came in. People wanted to know. And this is exactly what helped us. With this technology, we, as Digital Bharat, there is a model which has been promoted by the government, could be replicated to many other countries as India is promoting technology. And the same way the same model could be promoted to all those underserved places which do not utilize biometric technology for payment mode. And this could be a boon for people. Like as what we said, technology is designed by humans for development of human. In the reality, we have seen this actually happening in true sense. That is what the digital platform does. And with the financial institution, with technology, the fintech has, I think, really been a boon to humankind.
Thank you, Rishikesh, and thank you, Abhinand and Agne, for joining me today and also sharing some of your perspectives and journey in enabling financial inclusion through cloud.